so funny.
I'm so funny.
I'm glad you think I'm funny. This is good news. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the swinging flow, the swinging vinyasa flow. It's building on what we learned in the floating Buddha sequence, and it'll be really fun to teach. It is incorporating a roundhouse flip. It's our first flip. Very exciting. Now that we know all the pivot points and changing planes and leveraging our power and lowering our center of gravity and all that, then we can really have some fun with it. Doing it all together into a flip can be very challenging. So we're going to do it nice and slow, and then when we get comfortable with it and learn how to change planes and shift our center of gravity, then we can kind of pick up the pace. But we should have plenty of room. We're going to start out in our sumo squat like we always do. Just watch me the first round. We're watching. Now we're going to go ahead and put the leg loops on at the ankles. Great. So floating Buddha. You should get this down by now. The first half of floating Buddha is going to be exactly the same. Inhale, T the arms. Exhale, star. Inhale, namaste. Exhale, ladle. Inhale, reverse it. And then exhale, ladle. Okay, slide it into the waist. From this position, we're going to go ahead and bring the legs wide and around. We have to change planes. My hands come down. I'm going to walk them to the front of the mat. That's 12 o'clock. My leg loops have to be strongly engaged, pressing down. Will you ask them to talk outside so the recording doesn't get all messed up? So I strongly press down with my feet. Can you see that? Yes. And I pull up through my core, pressing the back of my head into an invisible wall. I inhale, pull forward. I exhale, press back, chest towards the ground. My legs stay exactly the same position. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, press back. Beautiful. Inhale, pull forward. I'm going to use my momentum to bend my elbows, come to a sit-up position, and swim all the way around. Okay? So let me show you one more time, because that's the tricky part. And I'm being very careful because I have this beautiful curtain right here, but it's okay if I run into it because there's nothing behind it.
No, there's not.
Just testing it for the first round. Okay. Inhale, T. Let's not skip any steps, okay? Get it in the body. Star. Namaste. Reverse it. From the reverse namaste, ladle. I'm going to let the swing go nice and low across the hips. I bring my legs wide. My hands come down, and then I have to change planes. At the same time, my feet have to come to the front plane, and my hands come to the front of the mat. Otherwise, you'll leave your legs behind you, and we will see soon what happens. Okay, my feet strongly engaged, pressing down. This is called an up dog. I lift with my heart. I press my chest back, straight arms stacking, upside down dog. Inhale, up dog, pull forward with the heart. Exhale, press back. Now, if you don't tuck through your pelvis and pull your feet down, then you're going to float away. We'll play with that too. Then we use our momentum, spring-loaded, bend your elbows, do a big sit-up. My legs come wide and around, and that's the flip. Okay? Once we get that down, we can go really fast into it and just come all the way around in one direction, and then all the way around in the other direction. And it's really fun to do the flips. You guys willing to do it with me now?
Could I actually have some support to do that?
Well, let's try it first, and then I'll go around and do the same things, because everybody's going to have a sticky spot.
Yeah.
And I'll come around and do some hands-on for sure.
Do you want us facing you or facing up?
Yeah. Thank you for asking. We're facing each other. Okay, so from our sumo, standing in the center of the mat, feet at 10 and 2, we're going to get the leg loops on, put them behind the ankles, make sure they're bunched up. And we're immediately, even here, we're pressing our feet down to keep tension on the leg loops. That grounds the lower body, and at the same time, we're lifting the heart up. So let's review our alignment principles and get that in the body. T the arms, find the T. Look at your thumbs if you're not sure where your T is because you're stacking the bones. Push your hips down and lift the heart. Yes, feel that? Just that little bit is the difference between back pain and happy back. So keep your arms in a T. Lift your chest towards the sky, star. Namaste, hands to prayer, squeeze the legs together, press the hips up and lean back. Toes touch, right? Keep long lines of energy in the body. From here, reach up, grab for the swing ladle. You have to really shimmy it into the sweet spot. Very important. Then the legs go wide and around. We change planes. Hands come down to the ground. Walk your hands to 12 o'clock. Your legs wide and around. Straight arms, stack the bones, shoulder distance. Straight arms, stack the bones, shoulder distance. Straight arms the whole time. Pull your feet down towards the ground strongly. Press the back of your head into the invisible wall. Keep the feet heavy. Press your chest towards the ground with straight arms. Upside down dog. Nice and slow. Straight arms pull forward for up dog. Engage through your feet. Press back upside down dog. Really good. Chest towards the center. Inhale, pull forward for up dog. Now we're gonna bend our elbows. We're gonna do it nice and slow. Bend your elbows, reach up and grab for the swing. Bicep curl, legs go wide and around.
I love it.
Legs go wide and around. She's like, don't make the belly
It
fit.
was so much
You're
fun.
like, I don't know.
love
She's
it.
like, there's no we. All right, let's try it again. That was really good. Once you gain momentum, then you can really fly. I want you guys to slow it down because you'll notice the flip. Okay, so what we're gonna play with here is working with the pelvis. The pelvis is our pivot point, okay? So when the hips go up, the head comes down. When the hips come down, the head goes up. Just put your hands on your hips, just like I'm doing, and let's just try that part. Remember your plank, okay? Head in line with the tailbone, push the hips up and lean back. Keep the legs wide the whole time. Drop the hips and let the head come up. Hands on the hips the whole time. Okay, legs wide. Lift the hips, head comes back. Drop the hips, head comes up. Yes, that's our pivot point. Yeah, it is really challenging at first to get it, but then once we get it, we can really fly. Starting to feel it, right? Feels so good. That's why I love day 2. Yes. Okay, let's go through the whole sequence. Inhale, T the arms. Keep the arms T. T. Find your T. Okay. Arch for star. Namaste. Hands to prayer. Touch the toes. Squeeze the legs together. Press the hips up strongly. Inhale, reach up. Grab for the swing. Come into ladle. Shimmy it down across the hips. Keep holding on to the swing, bring the legs wide and around, changing planes. Hands come down, center of the mat. Walk up to the front of the mat. Tension on the leg loops the whole time. Tension on the leg loops, pull them down. Press the back of your head into the invisible wall. Hands shoulder distance, stacking the bones. Inhale, look up. Exhale, press the chest towards the center of the mat. Keep tension on the leg loops, that's the key. Inhale, pull forward. Even more tension on the leg loops, there you go. Exhale, press back. Yay. Inhale, pull forward. You're going to be spring-loaded. Bend the elbows, reach around, grab for the swing, and drop your hips. Okay, very good. A little bit better, yeah? Okay, this time, as we progress, we're going to try to come up without holding onto the swing. We're just going to use momentum, okay? Watch for one. It's going to look like this, and then we're going to practice it together. It's really fun. We're going to go through the same sequence. So everything else is exactly the same. Feel it. Up and around. Once I'm here, I press. Look at my feet. They're really engaged, right? Keeping my alignment. And then I can just come to sit. Make sure your hands are down near your butt. Because if you bring your arms towards the sky, you are going to slide out and be hooked at your feet and your head is not going to love it. Okay, so always keep your hook. If you need to grab something, grab your butt. Okay? See what it's like to not grab the swing. I'm going to slow my roll. It's okay to have momentum, but I like to stay in my center. Okay, inhale to the arms. Exhale, star. Inhale, namaste. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale, ladle. Exhale, bring the legs wide and around. Inhale, hands down. Exhale, welcome to the front of the mat. Keep the leg loops at the edges if you can by pressing your feet down towards the ground. Immediately stack the bones, straight arms. Inhale, look up. Exhale, press back, upside down dog. Inhale, pull forward. You're going to be spring loaded, right? Exhale, lean back. Good. Inhale, pull forward. Bend the elbows, let yourself spin all the way around without grabbing the swing. Without grabbing the swing. Yeah, so you have to drop your hips. Drop your hips and lift your head.
I'm scared.
Hold on to the swing for the first one if you need to, but drop your hips and lift your head. Don't use your, yeah. So use your hips to create the momentum. Just drop your hips as you come around. Drop your hips, straight legs. See, this is what we do. It is. This is what we do, is we immediately lose the long lines of energy, right? We start to bend the knees.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
That's it. All you have to do is drop your hips and it flips you right around. Try it again. Yeah, just kind of work out the little kinks because we all have different kinks, and I'm happy to come put my hands on you and
Can I do it again too?
Please, take your time. I want you to slow it down and don't skip steps though. And when you get excited, I like to skip steps. Let's just hang out in each part. And it's okay to grab the swing, but try to see if you can use momentum. I think we have enough room. We can go at our own pace and in our own time. Sometimes we have to sync up just for spacing, but we're fine. Ladle. Everyone's doing great with changing planes and bringing the legs wide and around. That's usually where people get stuck. Get the swing nice and low across the hips. The swing's too high on both you guys, so get it lower. Across the hips, it'll be way more comfortable to hang out here.
Yes.
So ladle first. Don't skip that important step because that positions swing on the back. Okay. So we're practicing with our momentum and being spring-loaded. Right. So we're pulling forward and back once our hands are at 12 o'clock. Did you bring your swing down?
I did.
Okay, you need to have your swing higher. So before you start to flip and spin, come on up. Yeah. So you're welcome to practice that. Yeah. So you need clearance, right? Your head has to be above the floor in order for this to go well. Otherwise, it's called a face plant, which we call the Dave. One of my friends in Hawaii likes the face plant.
And if I can do it, you can do it.
I'll help you. Can I spot you? You look like you're about to burst out into tears, which is totally fine.
Oh no, not. I just thought my sinuses are getting a little workout today.
All right. So leg loops at the ankles. I want you to just take your time getting all the way around to your wide straddle handstand, and then I'm going to spot you. So just wait so we don't bump each other, okay? Let me spot her, and then I'm going to spot you. Okay. So just watch how I spot her because it's really important to know how to help people. Wiggle it, really important. Bring the legs wide and around.
See, right here, I'm losing pressure in my legs though. The strap comes up to my knee.
Well, that will happen because the legs aren't going wide enough. So don't worry about that for now. That's not the most important part of the practice. Widen around and keep pressing your legs down. Yeah. So that happens, and if they're at the knees, it's no big deal.
Just
but
move
usually,
it down.
I just wiggle it down. Okay. So the most important thing is to keep weight into the feet. That's the tuck through the pelvis. Walk your hands to the front of the mat at the same time. You have to do that simultaneously. Tuck through your pelvis. That's going to be the hard part. So inhale, pull forward. Have your hands be even more forward, a little bit more forward. Yes. So can you feel the spring? How it's hard to hold?
Yeah.
Straight arms, press your chest back. Keep your legs heavy. Don't lose your tuck. Yeah. There you go. So that's nice and controlled. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, sink back. Good. So this time you're going to pull forward, bend the elbows, go ahead and reach up and grab for the swing and drop your hips. It's okay. Straight legs. It's okay. You have to keep your legs straight in order to drop your pelvis.
Okay.
As soon as you bend your knees, you're kind of curling up into a little ball.
Yeah.
One more time, just that one part. Come on back to the wide straddle. Wide straddle handstand. Just go right back into it. Yeah. Legs go wide and around, and in time you'll be able to keep the leg loops on, but don't worry about it. Hands to the front of the mat. Okay, so 12, centered. So we're just going to do one where we pull forward, and then use your momentum. Just reach up and grab the swing. Keep your legs. Keep your legs straight and wide.
There you go.
That's it.
Almost.
Yes, that was it.
A little bouncing.
It is scary. That's why, the first flip is being able to bring our hips over our head and do a full wheel. And that's the fun part. But when you're not used to it, it's like, is the swing going to hold me?
Can I trust?
Yeah. Even if the leg loops slide to the knees, it's totally fine.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. And in time, we'll smooth that out. Okay. So let me just spot you for fun.
Yes, I love it when you smile.
It's really fun to do the roundhouse flip too, so it's all just fun and games. And then what we're gonna do is just take a few moments of freestyle to see if we can just use our momentum to go back and forth, like without just the roundhouse flip. We're gonna isolate the roundhouse flip and really work with the pivot point. But for now, let's just do one more, the whole sequence. T, where's your T? Yes, that's your T. Star, yes. Namaste. Remember, it's at the heart. Namaste is at the heart. Okay. We don't want to skip any poses. Come back and do Namaste so it's in the body. Hands to prayer at the heart. That's why I named it Namaste. And then ladle. Yeah, good. Wiggle it. Good. Legs go wide and around, so we have to change planes first. Perfect. Pull the feet down towards the ground and at the same time walk the hands forward. Feet down even more. Feet down. Tuck through your pelvis to pull your feet down.
Tuck through.
Yes.
Like that?
Yes. Now
Yes.
keep the tuck. Yeah. And now straight arms. Press your chest back. That's it. Inhale, pull forward for up dog. Feet need to pull down more. Keep an L shape with the legs. So that means your foot would be level with the hips. Pull down even more. Tuck your pelvis. Pull your feet down. Tuck. Tuck us the other way.
Oh.
Yes. Sometimes I poke you in the belly to
Yeah,
get
that's good.
Perfect. So inhale, pull forward, look at me. That's it. And then exhale, use your momentum to swing back.
I bend my arms.
Well, first you pull forward.
Forward.
Yeah, and then you can bend and then reach up, grab for the swing and drop the hips. Straight legs if you can, keep them wide. So we want to really find that wheel.
Yeah.
So this is the pivot point.
This is like a, what do you call that, Ouroboros, or is it energetic of that?
Yeah, well, I call it the roundhouse flip, but sure. The Ouroboros.
You know, the snake eating its tail. That's what it's called.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and just practice smoothing that out.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna go the same direction as you and see how this goes. Well, no, maybe not. Okay, so we're just gonna try the roundhouse flip. And this is a little tricky, so be patient with yourself in trying to smooth out the rough edges, because there's a lot of pieces involved with isolating this movement. So I just want you to watch my legs and how they press down the whole time to keep tension on the leg loops. That's the part that most people are losing, because you have to bring your legs wide and around, and I'm still pulling down. I walk to the front of the mat, my legs stay wide, and then I can come to sit. So it's completely effortless, right? So I lift my hips up and I lean back, and I drop my hips and I come up. Lift my hips, drop my hips. Do you guys see how effortless this is? So I want you to practice just that part.
Okay, so now going through the sequence.
No, wide straddle the whole time with the legs.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just go right into it.
Yeah, lift the hips, hands to the front of the mat. Hands to the front of the mat. Feet have to be heavy and in an L shape the whole time. So you have to remember to bring your legs with you. See this position, Deborah? You
Yeah.
stay in this position, L shape. But then you go upside down, so the feet pull down towards the earth really strong. And then drop the hips.
Then, okay, what should I do now?
Just drop the hips, since I was
I
talking
don't
to you.
bend the arms?
Yeah, well, you just drop the hips and bring the upper body with you. Yeah.
A little bit.
Just drop the hips. Just practice just the hips. So again, lift the hips, drop the hips. Okay, try to use no hands if you feel comfortable. So the hands come down, the hands come back up. When your hands come up, see if you can get them on your hips. So that way you're lowering your center of gravity this way by bringing your hands and attention to there. Bring your feet with you. You have to keep the L shape. Come back up, Barbara, so you can see this. This L shape doesn't change.
Okay.
Okay, when I lean back, my legs come with me in an L shape. And when I sit down,
Yeah, that time it did.
well, no, your feet are in the wrong plane. You have to bring them all the way forward and deepen into hip flexors. So bend the hip flexors a lot.
Okay, let me just, I need to move it.
So usually what happens, Deborah, is usually if they're having trouble with the changing planes because they're so used to using their head, so they're trying to pull on your head, and you actually can't drop your hips if you pull on your head. That's it. That's it. You can do it nice and slow. Pull down through your feet even more, Barbara. You have to make an L shape with your legs. Wide L. Yeah, pull them down even more. Flex your toes and pull them down towards the ground. Yeah. And then all you have to do is release your hands and drop your pelvis. Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
No, not almost.
So-
but
whenever
I
you
did
do
it at once.
just pay attention to wherever your head is, because whenever you use your head, your pelvis won't drop. We're trying to isolate the pelvis to be the primary leader of the movement. And that's a really important thing to learn, especially when we come up into the high flyers. Just spend a few more rounds of playing with that. Sometimes it gets like a little bit of like a rub burn on the back. Doing this, you can get the swing a little bit lower to practice that pivot point, but this was all the core activations we were doing earlier in order to get it. So the legs are not attached right now, and they need to be in an L shape the whole time. So it's really, 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 really down like that. That's an L shape. Do you feel the difference? Yeah, way different than you're letting your legs float away, so you don't have any power in your core. Yeah, and then you keep your legs in that L shape the whole time, and you just come to sit. See, the head. Whenever you leave with the head, you completely lose it. It's actually important to get this in the body, so do a few more rounds and try some variations to see if you can.
I'm just gonna drop down for 1 minute and then go back in.
Yeah,
I feel like just touching down to her.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of tricks. Like I said, reaching for your butt helps. Your butt like underneath too, because your hands will deepen or bring more weight to the center of gravity. Yeah, and then just keep your head in line with your body. Deborah, keep the head in line with the body. So that's too far back. It's right there. Perfect. And now from this position, when you drop the hips, you just let your upper body stay in a plank. That's all right, so because your head wanted to lead the way, right? So the way you drop your hips is bringing weight to the lower body. Yeah. So your head is hanging off the edge whenever you kink your neck back. And so it's this weight on the other end that you're trying to pull up.
Yeah.
When it stays in a straight line, it's just like, boop. Yeah, so just bring more weight into your hips. It's actually this really cool trick where you can lower your center of gravity, which doesn't make any sense until you feel it. Your center of gravity is much higher. Maybe because you're tall, but I don't think so. Guys usually have their center of gravity way higher because they're wide. Women tend to have their center of gravity way lower, but we can shift it. You know, we can bring more weight into our upper body and we can bring more weight to our lower body. Like if you don't want somebody to pick you up, how you kind of grit down, that's what we're doing in the swing. So play with that for a few more breaths. We're not going to dwell here because we are moving on to Superfly. Which is funny. But just have some fun with it, play with it. Yeah, so your legs are in the perfect L position. Yes! And then you get it. And it's like, oh, there it is. Did you feel the pivot point? Yeah. And then it can be effortless. Until then, it feels like a mystery. Yeah, that was good. What was the difference? What did you notice?
Well, I relaxed my head and I just thought about my pelvis.
Exactly.
I think if I was thinking about my upper body, like how do I heave ho? But if I just think about my pelvis, I will.
Exactly. We direct the energy with our attention.
Yeah.
You need the leg loops on, honey. Yeah, you need the leg loops on to do that. Stay in a sumo.
I'm feeling a little fried.
Stay in a sumo. Walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. Otherwise, you're off your center, right? Stay in your sumo before you get the leg loops on. Otherwise, you'll have a big swag. Okay, just one more round. Whatever you guys want to do. Maybe go through the whole sequence again.
Yes, I like the sequence rather than the flip.
Yeah, just remember, this is the shape of the legs the whole time, even if we're upside down. Okay, here, I'm pushing down through my ankles. When I'm upside down, I'm pushing down through the tops of the feet. Can you see how strong my legs are in their engagement? Yeah. And that allows me to drop my pelvis and keep my upper body just goes with it. Okay, one more round. Talk yourself through it. Take your time.